You think you've gone too far. You think you've messed up too many times. You think God is disappointed, distant, or done with you. And maybe you have good reasons to think that. Maybe you keep falling back into the same patterns. Maybe you made promises you didn't keep. Maybe you knew better and still chose wrong. Maybe you've been praying for strength and keep ending up weak. So now you're stuck in this place where you believe in God, but you're not sure He believes in you anymore. You feel like you've used up your chances, like you've tested His patience one too many times, like maybe this time you actually crossed a line you can't come back from. But here's what you need to understand. That feeling, that shame, that guilt, that sense that you've let God down, that's not proof that you've failed Him. It's proof that you still care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel it. If you were truly done with God, this wouldn't bother you. The fact that it hurts means your heart is still turned toward Him, even if it feels broken. And God doesn't turn away from broken hearts. He moves toward them. You think failure disqualifies you, but failure is exactly where God does His best work. Look at the people God used. They weren't perfect. They weren't even close. Moses killed someone and ran. David committed adultery and murder. Peter denied Jesus 3 times after swearing he never would. Paul spent years persecuting Christians before God turned him around. These weren't small mistakes. These weren't minor slip-ups. And yet God didn't write them off. He didn't say, "You've blown it, we're done here." He met them right where they were, in the mess, in the guilt, in the aftermath of their worst moments. Because God doesn't operate on a strike system. He's not keeping a tally of how many times you've failed and waiting for you to hit the limit. That's how people work. That's not how God works. People get tired of second chances. People lose patience. People move on when you disappoint them too many times. God doesn't. Not because your failures don't matter, but because His grace is bigger than your mistakes. And I know that's hard to believe when you're sitting in the weight of what you've done, when you're looking at the same struggle for the 10th time, the 100th time, when you feel like you should be past this by now. But growth isn't linear. It's messy, it's slow, it's full of setbacks. And God knows that. He's not surprised by it. He's not shocked that you're still struggling. He already knew you would be. That doesn't mean He's okay with sin. It doesn't mean there are no consequences. It doesn't mean you shouldn't take it seriously. But it does mean you don't have to hide from Him because of it. A lot of people think the right response to failure is distance. They think, I need to get myself together before I come back to God. I need to fix this first. I need to prove I'm serious. So they pull away. They stop praying. They avoid Scripture. They isolate themselves from anything that reminds them of God because the guilt feels too heavy. And that's exactly what keeps them stuck. Because you don't fix yourself and then come to God. You come to God and He fixes you. That's the whole point. You were never supposed to do this on your own. You were never supposed to have it all figured out before you approached Him. God doesn't want your performance. He wants your honesty. He'd rather have you broken and honest than polished and distant. So, if you've been avoiding Him, stop. If you've been waiting until you feel worthy, stop waiting. You're never going to feel worthy. That's not how this works. Come as you are, right now, with the guilt, the shame, the repeated failures. Bring all of it. Because here's what happens when you do. God doesn't condemn you. He doesn't lecture you. He doesn't remind you how many times you've been here before. He forgives you. Again, just like He did the last time, and the time before that. Not because you earned it, not because you finally got it right, but because that's who He is. And yes, forgiveness is free, but it's not cheap. It cost Jesus everything. So when God forgives you, He's not being careless with your sin. He's covering it with something that already paid the price. You don't need to pay it again. You don't need to punish yourself. You don't need to carry shame that's already been dealt with. But here's the part people miss. Forgiveness isn't permission to stay the same. It's power to actually change. When you truly accept that God has forgiven you, something shifts. You stop trying to earn your way back. You stop operating out of guilt. You stop white-knuckling your way through obedience. And you start responding to love instead of fear. That's when real change happens. Not when you're terrified of messing up again, but when you're so overwhelmed by the fact that God didn't give up on you that you actually want to live differently. You stop asking, how do I avoid punishment? And start asking, how do I honor what He's done for me? And that shift changes everything. So if you feel like you've failed God, hear this. You have. You will again. So will I. So does everyone. But failure isn't the end of your story with God. It's just part of it. The question isn't whether you've messed up. The question is what you do next. Do you run away or do you run back? Do you let shame keep you distant or do you let grace pull you close? God is not waiting for you to get it together. He's waiting for you to come back. Messy, broken, guilty, all of it. Because He's not interested in perfection. He's interested in you. And no matter how many times you fall, His hand is still reaching. So take it. Stop punishing yourself for something He's already forgiven. Stop hiding from the only one who can actually help you. Stop believing the lie that you've gone too far. You haven't, and you never will. Come back, be honest, let Him in, and watch what He does with the pieces you thought were too broken to fix. That's grace, that's God, and that's still available to you right now.